Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, y'all know what I do and y'all know how I do it. Yes, I invite everyone in because it's no gatekeeping. None of that here. So listen, if you've been hanging out with us, you've been over there in the comments having a good time, and you still hadn't subscribed, this is all you need to do. Go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. I'm telling you, it's dragging me. It's still dragging me, I have to admit, but we will get back on top. So keep those thumbs up coming. Yes. Also, I want to thank all the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all just do such a great job, and I'm so appreciative. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, our super thanks button is somewhere down there. So look for it. And I promise you, all donations to the channel is always, always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, with all that said, we do have a super thanks, and it is my girl, my faithful, faithful Eulette. She is so faithful. She is everything. She is always down with the read, and she is always, always in the comments. She is just everything, and I'm so lucky to have her, and I'm so glad that she is a part of this community. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Eulette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, we're going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all, I want to give another quick shout out to one special person. I'm telling you, Eulette is just everything, and I just appreciate her so very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Eulette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being a ride or die. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all, with all that said, y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, it's some interesting things going on. Now, things have slowed down a little bit. We don't have a lot to talk about tonight, but we're going to have some interesting things to talk about. We are. We're going to talk about this new project that Harry is a part of. Yes, Harry continues to be booked and busy. We're going to talk about this whole thing with Charles and his premiere at Windsor Castle, the first premiere of a movie that has ever happened at Windsor Castle. We're going to talk about who was there, who wasn't there, and what people are saying about it. Yes, we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about Harry and Meghan's haters and how karma has her stiletto firmly planted up their yahoos, if you know what I mean. It is some delicious things. I'm telling you, they are not faring that well at all. And I just love it for them. And we're going to talk about that. And y'all know we got some other little tidbits that come in there too. It is an article from Kaiser that we're going to talk about. And it's not so much as the article as it is the information that has come out about this whole documentary that Charles has done. It's something in there we need to discuss. And we're gonna talk about that. So y'all buckle in. I'm not gonna keep you long, but I promise you, I will keep you entertained. So I'm gonna start with this. And as you can see, our prince is booked and busy. Yes, he has penned a forward for a book. And this squatty posted about it and said Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, penned the forward to a new book, Okavango and the Source of Life by Stephen Boyd, out March 3rd from National Geographic, featuring more than 100 pictures and detailed maps. Doesn't that sound like it is going to be such a beautiful book? Now, all I can say is if National Geographic is involved in it, it is going to have some spectacular photography in it. It just is, because that is the hallmark of National Geographic's programming. They have epic photography. They do. It is absolutely spectacular just to see exactly some of the programming that they put on air. I watch the National Geographic channel all the time, and they really, really do an excellent job. So I know this particular book is going to be such a great coffee table book. It is. I am going to go over to Amazon and check it out. Like I said, it comes out on March 3rd. So, yeah, I'm sure you can pre order. I'm going to check it out. Y'all check it out too. And I'm going to put this up. Sussex Community Event posted about it, and they say this. They say Prince Harry has penned a heartfelt foreword for Opavango and the Source of Life by Steve Boyd. This book emphasizes the efforts of the National Geographic Opavango Wilderness Project, which aims to protect a region that holds special significance for the Duke of Sussex. And it tells you the link where you can go to get the book. But it's my understanding that you can also get it on Amazon. But as you can see, it says bookshop.org/p/book/Opavango. So yeah, you can get it there, but you also can get it on Amazon. All right, y'all. I'm getting excited. And I'm going to put this up, and as you can see here is the artwork for it. Isn't it beautiful? You know that these pictures in this book is going to be extraordinary. They are. And as you can see, it says Stephen Boyd, forward by Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. And this is a repost, and the original post posted that and said this. Prince Harry writes forward for National Geographic's new book, Okavango and the Source of Life. And this is what Harry said. This paradise has been my second home for more than 25 years, a place to escape and to be enveloped by nature's sheer magnificence. Yeah, it sounds really, really good. And this particular squatty that reposted this said, "Oh, Harry, with hearts. Yes, what a lovely thing to do for such a special place." I agree. I agree. I can't wait. I am getting excited. Y'all know I just everything about Harry and Meghan. When they do something, I get excited. I'm excited about this. I need this for my coffee table. I do. I might just have to get it. I'm sorry. No, not sorry. And I want to put this up because this is random, and it's going to be a lot of random things in this particular podcast. It's going to be a lot of stuff that doesn't go together because it's a lot of stuff out there that doesn't go together. It's no one big story. So, yeah, we got a little bit of this and that and whatever. And this is something I found. And look at this. Meghan is actually trending in the UK. Now, do we know why? Absolutely not. Just the obsession of it. I I mean, that's the only explanation I can come up with. This squatty posted this and said the UK's obsession with Meghan should be studied. Yes, Meghan is trending. She hadn't done anything. She hadn't popped out anywhere. Just trending. That right there just shows how obsessed they are with Meghan. They try to pretend like she's irrelevant. How can you be relevant when you just pop up and start trending for no reason? You hadn't done anything, you hadn't put anything out there. All you've been doing is minding your own business in a whole nother country on a whole different continent. But yet and still you're trending. I cannot. This particular squatty came up under there and said, absolutely, it's unrelenting. Where is the lie? Where is it? When you can just mind your business, do your school run, go out in your garden, go to work, mind your business, you mind your day to day, and you're still trending. Tell me you're not that girl. You are that girl, because we all know Kitty Cat and nobody else across the pond over there. Nobody in that family can do that. Nobody. Just Meghan. And I'm going to put this one up. This is random as well. I don't know when it was taken. I don't know what engagement she was on, but this squatty just decided to post this picture. And of course, as messy as I am, I had to include it in my podcast. And look what this squatty said. When not even your own kind like you. And as you can see, Kate is holding a snake. And the snake doesn't want to have anything to do with her. Oh my goodness. Ooh, the messiness. The messiness is everything. And more random stuff. Yes, this was in the fail. They are saying that William has the William effect. Yes, y'all know we said the Meghan effect. And of course, they be in here, in our comments, listening to whatever, reading whatever we are posting. And of course, they're going to try to use it. So they say the William effect because he has decided that one of his crusades are going to be saving the pubs. And this was in the Daily Mail. It says, can the William effect help save pubs? Future King's passion for a pint is boosting sales. Now they want us to believe that William just randomly going to a pub saying that he wanted to save the pubs has made people drink more. I tell you what would make them drink more if him and Kitty went out in the public more and did more engagements and people saw what was yet to come when they ascend to the throne. Now that right there would make the people drink more. Yeah, they would absolutely have to drink more because after Charles get on the glory train, yes, when they punch his ticket, William and Kitty ascend to the throne. Everybody needs to be at the pub because it's going to be a bumpy ride. But I digress. It goes on to say, royal expert claim as Rachel Reeves U-turn on business rate. So these business rates that they were going to put on these businesses, evidently they're not going to do it anymore. And they say that William drinking more, you think he had some influence on that? Who knows? Who knows? But that's good news for the small businesses in the UK. So we'll take it. We'll take it. And the squatty that posted this said, we are at the point where they are licking William's boots for drinking. William just started this new initiative. So how could these royal experts know he's boosted sales? They don't know because all they know how to do is to lie and prop up that mediocre couple. Yeah, so they don't care. Any way they can prop him up and absolutely blow some smoke up his skirt, oh, the more the better. So yeah, I just found this hilarious. Now, he was just in the pub, I think, what, last week? And now they want to claim that somehow it's the William effect. Stop it. Stop it. I'm telling you, these people need more to do, because what they're doing now and getting paid for is wasting people's time. But let's talk about someone who actually has an effect when they wear something, or when they endorse something, or when they use an item or anything like that. And that would be Meghan and her family. Yes. And so the Meghan effect is real. It's not a fantasy like the William effect. I even saw where they said the kitty effect. No, it's not like that. It's actually is an effect. And this particular squatty posted about that beautiful coat that Meghan had on at Sundance in Park City, Utah. And as you can see, the coat is the fog coat Deep Sea. And you can see that it is sold out. I think they say it's only 3, and it is going to be sold out at any minute, but they are doing pre-orders. It says pre-order items ship February 16th, and it says this item is on pre-order. Yes, that is an effect. Yeah, it's the Meghan effect. Yeah, so don't give me this shyst about Willie and his effect, because we all know that Willie and Kitty and the rest of that family over there, nobody wants to be like them. They don't. And so they have no desire to buy anything that they have or that they promote. So, yeah, okay, it's a William effect. We're supposed to believe that. But we have solid proof that it is a Meghan effect. It is a Princess Lily effect. It is a Prince Archie effect. And it is a Prince Harry effect. It just is. You cannot argue with the numbers of sales. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. And I want to ask y'all, do y'all know who this old woman is? Do you know who this is? Now, she has been famous for being a Meghan hater, always speaking out, her and her family, always talking noise about Harry and Meghan. Do you know who this old witch is? Do you know who this old hag is? I'll tell you who it is. It is Kelly Osbourne. Can you believe it? Can you believe this is Kelly Osbourne? They have this TikTok about her and how drastic her looks have changed. Her facial features, everything. And look at her. She looks like she has aged 100 years. She looks like she has a house made of gingerbread and waiting for Hansel and Gretel to knock on her door. Yeah, I got to stop it. But yes, this is who this is. Can you believe it? I'm telling you, this is a screen grab from the TikTok someone made about this is her last video she put up, and people are just shocked. Well, all I can say is hate and viciousness and bile can really change your looks. Ask Willie and Kitty about that. Yes, they're walking around looking like they Harry and Meghan's grandparents. And karma has gotten a hold to Kelly, and it is not letting go. It is just about to shake her. It's shaking her like a dog shake his toy. It is. Karma is got Kelly by the scruff of her neck and not letting her go. And this squatty posted about it and said, well, reposted that picture I just posted and said, I'm actually so glad for Kelly. I'm actually so glad Kelly looks like I cannot with with squatties. I can't. Y'all, let me gather myself because this squat, this squatty is just absolutely too much. Saying I'm actually so glad Kenny looks like this. She has been hateful, disgusting, sour face, itch towards Harry and Meghan. Waste away. See, you know what the other letter is. N-T. Yes. Squatties do not play when it comes to Harry and Meghan. They have no sympathy. If you come for Harry and Meghan, they have no sympathy for you. They don't. And this one right here has absolutely none for Kelly. I cannot read this post without giggling. I cannot. I have to cackle. Because that first line that says, I'm actually glad Kelly looks like this, just knocks me out. I love the pettiness of it. I love the messiness of it. This one right here, me and her could be best friends. And for some context, I'm going to post this picture of Kelly. This is how Kelly used to look. She looked like a normal person. Now, I understand she was much younger in this picture. She's 41 now, but to go from this to this is really, really dramatic. That's all I'm saying. Kelly is slowly turning into her mother. And we all know that old leather bag. I'm telling you, her skin looks like an old leather saddle that has been out in the weather. Old and weathered. Yes, Kelly is on her way to being just like her mom. We all know she has the same vindictiveness. She has the same bitterness. She has the same jealousy and envy. And she also spews all the bile just like her mom, Sharon, does. So why wouldn't she turn out? So why wouldn't she look like a mom? Why wouldn't she turn out to be like her mom in every way? And that includes her looks. I'm just saying. And I also want to say this. This is my belief, but I believe this is all for attention. Those Osbournes are attention whores. They are just like the Kardashians. And because nobody has been paying them any mind, and the only interesting one of them has passed away, I really feel that this is their new storyline to try to get someone to pay them any attention. Now, I might be being harsh, I don't know, but these people always are doing something to try to get someone to pay them some attention. My whole thing is, if it wasn't like that, why do you still live in the United States? Sharon had said that she was moving from the United States when she lost her job and hadn't been able to get one since then here in the States. So why, oh why are you still here? That's what I want to know. And why, oh why are you trying at every turn to get some attention from the American public? Go home. They'll pay you all the attention that you deserve. They are way more interested in you and your family than we are. Why are you still here? I'm just saying, these people are attention whores. They are. They are just like the Beckhams. They are just like the Kardashians. They are attention whores. They are clout chasers. So all I can say about this is get ready for some kind of comment about Harry and Meghan if this new ploy, this new narrative that they're running up the flagpole to see if anybody salutes. If it doesn't work, we're going to get some kind of comment, some kind of slight from them in order to get some attention by using Harry and Meghan. Because, like I said, they are media whores. They are. They are clout chasers. And that's my opinion. Now, I might be being too harsh, but that's what I feel. And speaking of someone that karma has and will not let go, look at this. Squatty posted this. Is this not the most stark thing that you have seen in a while? This Squatty said, like his father, he went from Diana to Camilla. I love it, y'all. I love it. Yes, karma. Karma just do not miss, does she? She does not miss. And we're going to switch gears right now, and we're going to talk about the premiere of Charles's documentary at Windsor Castle. Yes, people are starting to write about it, and some details are starting to come out. So we're going to talk about that. Here it is. Town and Country put up a post about it, and as you can see, nobody is interested. Look, they got 14 likes, no reposts, and 2 comments. Was it really worth it, Town and Country, to put this up? But this is what Town and Country said. King Charles and his horse, Queen Camilla, attended the first ever Windsor Castle film premiere. Yes. Trying to bring Hollywood to Windsor Castle, trying to duplicate Harry and Meghan's life. Yes. Who knew? Who knew that Meghan would have such a profound effect on these people? The same people who ran her out of town has now in return taken on every characteristic of her personality, of her life. Go figure that one out. But yes, the first ever film premiere. Who would have thunk it? And they also planted it in Variety as well, because y'all know this is nothing but the PR department of Buckingham Palace. You know nobody's interested enough in Charles's documentary to write a post about it, especially here in America. Variety would not have any interest in this unless they were made to do so. Yes, we all know that Charles and that family over there has pull when it comes to Variety. And also the Hollywood Reporter, because we saw it in forms of hit pieces against Harry and Meghan. We know that that family has some leverage when it comes to these two entertainment entities. So am I surprised to see Charles and his horse in Variety? No, I'm not. Hollywood Reporter? No, I would not. I am looking for that to happen at any time. And this is what the post says. It says the premiere of King Charles' environmental doc, Finding Harmony, took over Windsor Castle and was attended by the likes of Judi Dench, who is a bestie of the horse. She's at everything because her and the horse run together. They be in the pasture eating grass together. It says Kate Winslet, who is campaigning for a Daneship. Yes, she has been at everything. She was even at the Christmas flop. So yes, she's campaigning for her Danehood. And Benedict Cumberbatch, I don't know why he's there. Maybe he wants to be some kind of knight. We all know that they love those trinkets over there. And Kenneth Bow and Stanley Tucci. Now, I think Stanley Tucci is an American citizen. I think he is, but he might want him a trinket or two himself, because we all know, I think he was at the Christmas flop as well. So yeah, these people are there because they want something. And what they want, I don't understand. But it says, as Winslet noted in her opening remarks, it was the first time a film premiere had taken place in a royal residence. Well, we all know why. Because his baby son married an actress, and they have been going to all these Hollywood premieres, all these charity events, and walking the red carpet. And what did the horse and Charles want to do? They want what Harry and Meghan have. All of them want that life that Harry and Meghan has, and they continue to prove that every time they do stuff like this to try to duplicate what Harry and Meghan is doing in their real life. This is copying them. Charles and the horse copies Harry and Meghan. Y'all remember Charles even had a what was a playlist. He took over. He had a little radio podcast type deal. Y'all remember that? He even got into that, and even the horse had a podcast, and nobody listened to it, and it died on the vine. It was called the Queen's Reading Room Podcast. Y'all remember? Yes, they try to do everything that Harry and Meghan does, and it shows the jealousy, the envy, all of that is showing because they keep doing everything, including these documentaries. They never did stuff like this until Harry and Meghan. You can't turn your television on in the UK without one of them popping up trying to tell you how to live your life. I am not kidding. And this squatty posted this and said, I thought the royal family didn't do Hollywood stuff, that it was below them. Let me never hear the British media and their mouthpieces and the derangers say anything about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry and Hollywood again. Double, triple tongue hypocrites. And as it says, first they watch, then they hate, then they copy. Where is the lie? And this squatty said helicopter and private jet King Charles host a historic premiere for an environmental documentary at Windsor Castle. While many people in the UK are homeless, freezing, and around 4.5 million children, 31% in the UK live in poverty. And look at this opulence. Look at it. And it is children going to bed hungry and cold in the UK. And they are giving their tax money for this kind of nonsense to feed an ego of a man child. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It says hashtag Hollywood in Windsor Castle, hashtag hypocrites. Where is the lie? And I want to put this up because they're saying that Charles is doing a environmental documentary when he, of course, is a environmental hypocrite. This is the same man who flew his Bentley all the way to Paris, France, in order to be able to ride around in it. But I digress. This squatty says, this says it all. A toxic dump partially owned by the King's estate, poisoning a community next to a primary school, yet taxpayer picks up the bill, not the duchy. 40 loopholes protecting royal wealth while the public pays for the mess. Utterly indefensible. Yes, he owns partially a toxic dump. But he's not doing anything about that. He's not worrying about that. He's over there at Highgrove running off gardeners because he want to move one flower from one side of the yard to the other. He is more interested in that. He is catching helicopters and private planes anytime he feels like it. But yet and still, here he is doing his performative bit for the environment because that's it. That's all it is. him being performative, him and Kitty and Willie. They don't care anything about the environment. They care about looking like they care about the environment. And I agree with this. Here he is, being the head of the Duchy of Lancaster, who owns this toxic dump and is not doing anything to try to clean it up. And evidently, it's right next to a primary school. But yet, and still, he wants to hold this big, opulent premiere for this documentary that nobody's going to watch. Make that one make sense. And this squatty said if Prince Harry and Meghan still lived on that island, even if they were on royal tour elsewhere, the UK media would have screamed that they were snubbed or were being disrespectful for not attending Charles' documentary thingy. Yet Willie and Kate are snubbed and it's crickets. Where is the lie? Because you know they were snubbed. Charles did not want them there. He did. And they wouldn't have, I don't think they wanted to be there as well, because we all know what's going on between Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace. And this other squatty came up under and said Harry and Meghan got a break thanks to Willie and Kate. And that is so true, because Harry and Meghan would have been there if William and Kate hadn't been so envious and jealous and treacherous. They would have had to suffer through that nonsense that Charles put up the other night. I'm telling you. So yeah, Harry and Meghan came out the winners on this deal. And as you can see, Sophie was there. And I don't understand this dress Sophie has on. Why is it that her bosoms are at her waist? I mean, does she not have a bra to lift her girls up? Is it me, or is her bosoms at her waist? It's so unattractive. It really is. But the Daily Fair wrote about it and said, King's Green Queen. Sophie brings the glamour in Kate's absence as she dazzles in emerald gabardine gown and mingles with A-listers at Charles' film premiere. Now, all I can say to that is, if this is dazzling, I don't know what it means, because to have your breasts tucked into your waist of your panties is not something that I think is really, really attractive. Now, it might just be me, but it is not something I consider attractive. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is her breast not at her knees? I'm just saying. But while Sophie was there, Edward was not. And GB News wrote this and said Prince Edward's absence from King Charles's premiere for a new documentary explained. Well, we know if they're explaining, they're lying. We know that it's a reason behind why Edward was not there, because they would not have been motivated to put out a reason why he wasn't. Anytime they do this, you best believe whatever the explanation is a lie. Now, this is my theory. Y'all remember several podcasts back, I read an excerpt from an article was saying that a rift had been created between Anne and Edward and Charles, because they feel that Charles treated the formerly known as Prince Andrew too harshly. Y'all remember that? And I'm thinking this might have something to do with that. Anne and Edward are not happy with Charles. They feel like he went too far. And because of that, Edward is slowing down when it comes to work. And if you notice, you hadn't heard anything that Edward has been doing. Sophie has been running around like a chicken with its head cut off, but Edward has not been doing anything. And I believe that riff. I do, because they all hate one another. It is said by one of those flying monkeys over there, that Ingrid C-word. She said that their lives are a misery. Said they live very miserable lives, and I believe that. And because of that, They absolutely don't like one another. And this particular thing that has happened within this family when it comes to the one that was formerly known as the prince, yeah, his brother and sister are not happy with Charles at all. And so I'm thinking, yeah, what they're putting out is not true. The real explanation is much more juicier. And I'm going to put this up. And Kaiser wrote about King Charles had a splashy Windsor Castle premiere for his new Prime documentary. Now, I was thinking it was on Netflix, but I guess it's on Prime. But, really, who cares? But yeah, so she wrote an article about it, but that is not the most interesting thing because she was talking about what went on, who was there, and whatever. But it was the comments for me. The comments let us in on something that is not shocking, but a little surprising as well. I know that sounds a little contradictory, but listen to this. This commenter said, the commenter who said that the press is jumping on Harry's fleeting appearance is spot on. Yes, they put a little fleeting moment of Harry in this documentary. And you know why? You know why? It's the continuing to use Harry as a way to get press, a way to get attention. They know that they need him, so they keep on doing it. Yes, it is a fleeting moment in Charles's documentary that Harry makes an appearance. It says much of the press ran with that bit and nothing to do with the overall messaging of the documentary. They didn't even talk about the overall messaging of the documentary. They were just talking about the fleeting moment that Harry was in the documentary. And we all know why he is in there. Just what I just said. In order to clout chase, in order to get some kind of traction or interest in this nonsense of a documentary that Charles has. And he is using his son as he has his son's whole life as a way to benefit himself. I cannot, y'all. I cannot. It says Charles, as per usual, using Harry to get good press for himself. At least this time, he wasn't throwing his son under the bus for his own gain. But he absolutely continues to use Harry. They know Harry is the superstar in that family, that Meghan is the superstar in that family, and nobody will ever take any interest in any of the nonsense that they are creating and trying to get some kind of attention for without adding Harry. Y'all remember William did this the last time he had an interview with Eugene Levy. Y'all remember? He mentioned Harry's name. He name dropped Harry in order to get some interest, to whip up interest for that interview. They use Harry at every turn because they know Harry's name has weight. He knows that Harry will get the clicks and the interest, so he puts a fleeting moment of Harry in this documentary. That is the news of the day. And another squatty came up under and said, is Prince Harry in the documentary? Pegs must be livid. What y'all think? Y'all think Pegs is livid? I don't think much of it because I don't care. And my whole thing is, why are you so mad? You don't like your dad and you don't like your brother. I mean, what's the point? I'm just saying, but y'all tell me what y'all think about that one. And I'm going to put this up. This came out of the comment section of that article that Kaiser wrote about this whole premiere for this documentary. And this lady, her name is Amy B, says this. The main story coming out of the UK press about this is that Harry makes a fleeting appearance in the documentary. They show a picture of Charles teaching Harry to fish when he was a boy. Yes, but they said nothing about Willie. And it says Charles has no issue with using Harry for attention as usual. Meghan and Harry are the blueprint. The royal family shows no interest in having documentaries on streaming platforms until Harry and Meghan got their Netflix deal. Where is the lie? And then this other one came under and said, her name is Tessa. She said, without Diana, he would have no heir to show in the documentary. Exactly. But he has used Harry since Harry was born. And William, too, to be honest. He has used those two boys. And Charles is just that kind of guy. He's just that kind of man. He is all for self. But we did find out what the fleeting moment was about. It is about Harry in there with Charles teaching him how to fish when he was a little boy. That is what everyone is talking about. And why he put it in there. I don't think it was for a sentimental moment. You know what I just said. But yeah, it's Charles just being Charles. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, I'm going to put this up. Now, this came from Richard Maureen Eden, but we all know that he caped for Kitty and Willie. And I just found this interesting, and a squatty posted it, so I'm going to read it, and y'all tell me what y'all think. It says, the fact that the king's comments followed Harry's public intervention is another cause for concern, meaning that after Harry made that statement about the veterans, the king came in behind him. Well, at least they were saying he came in. I still ain't saw no statement from Charles, but that is what they're saying that he did. And it says, it seems as though he was backing the California-based son who has crossed swords with the one that shall not be named before, just as Harry's wife, Meghan, has done. That is a blatant lie. Meghan has not crossed swords with the one that shall not be named, and neither has Harry. They only spoke up for what's right, and Harry did that, not Meghan. Meghan has never said anything about the one that shall not be named. She has never made a statement. She has not said anything. And for them to pretend and put this out into the world really angers me. I'm just saying. And it goes on to say, given the appearance of working in tandem with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, after all they have done to damage the monarchy, is not a good look for the king. What have they done? What have they done that they hadn't done to themselves? Because Harry and Meghan only said what was done to them, and they would not have had anything to say if they hadn't done it to them. If you want people to speak well of you, treat them well. And they did not treat Harry and Meghan well. They have not damaged the monarchy. The people who are a part of the monarchy damage the monarchy. Let's get that straight. And it says Prince William will no doubt have been just as appalled by the one that shall not be named's comments as his brother and father, yet wisely he chose to remain silent. He chose to remain the coward that he is. They want to try to water down the fact that Harry is a brave man. And even though he has more to lose than Charles, more to lose than William, he spoke up. He did. He absolutely came to the front, but yet and still they want to try to paint William as the hero because he stayed silent, not the one who put it on the line and spoke up for the people that he cared about. Stop it. It makes no sense and it's ridiculous. And it said, he knows that the royal family wields influence in parts, because it avoids getting involved in political disputes. My whole thing is, how can you wield power when you never will power? It's ridiculous. I don't think they have no power, because if you never feel it when it's important, what good is it? What good is having it? That's my question. And it says, this is not the first time that William has reminded me more of his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, than his father. And that gives me hope for the future of the monarchy. You know what? You can take that and stick it as far as you can up your butt, because at the end of the day, y'all use Queen Elizabeth whichever way you want to. When it came to Andrew, y'all used her and blamed her and said how horrible she managed that situation. And then when it's at your best interest, you use her that way. Then you pull her out to beat Harry and Meghan with. This is just so ridiculous and so typical Richard Maureen Eden's nonsense. And the squatty that posted this said, I think it's pretty disgraceful that William chose to remain silent after the one that shall not be named insulted the very people William will be commander in chief of one day, and chalk it up to him knowing how to wield influence. That is bullshit. Because is it really influence if you never wield it? I'm just saying. It says he doesn't even have the common sense to brief how disgusted he was at the one that shall not be named's comments, just how he apparently knows better than Charles and Harry. Exactly. Exactly. He knows he comes off as being the coward that he is. He has always been a coward, and now it's starting to show. Harry has always been the one who would step up and say something. Yes, when they attacked Meghan, Harry stepped up and said something time after time after time. And they hated him for it, and they ridiculed him for it, and they chastised him for it. They did. But Harry did it anyway. So miss me with this nonsense. I'm just saying. And I want to put this one up. And here's Anne doing all of the bread and butter things that need to be done to hold the monarchy together. This particular squatty posted this and said, on behalf of the king, the Princess Royal held an investiture at St. James Palace today. The investiture marks her fourth investiture this year and the fifth of the royal family in 2026. The other one was held by William. William has done one investiture and Anne has done four. That is the reason why they pissed with William. William didn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to do the bread and butter. Here's Anne doing the bread and butter. All right, y'all, I want to put this one up because Channel 9 did this segment on the one that shall not be named's wife, the showgirl. And her movie is coming out today. And they sold one ticket in the whole nation of Australia. And I saw the discussion they were having about this, with the news people, and they brought in a comedian. And this comedian said he was the one that bought the one ticket because he wanted to go somewhere he could be alone. I kid you not. And the squatty that posted this said, bah, ha, 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 ha. The Showgirls documentary sold just one ticket in Australia. How I love Australians. Yep, that happened today. And this guy right here posted about only 20 tickets bought in Scotland for the Showgirls film. And he said this, he said 15 tickets were bought by accident. 4 tickets were gag gifts, and one guy was hoping it was PORN. Well, we know you can go on the internet. That's all I'm saying. And this squatty said toxic British press pocket watch Cookie Queen's ticket sales, then lied about its success, but quiet as you know what on these empty arse theaters for the Showgirls movie. Even UK folks barely showing up. What's happened to the soft power stuff? Shaking my head. Maybe they should have had the premiere of the Showgirls movie at Windsor Castle. Maybe a double header. What y'all think? Same thing. That's what I'm thinking. One ain't no better than the other. But I got a little tea, y'all. I got a little tea. This is the word on the curb that a Republican group is buying a lot of the tickets for the One Shall Not Be Named, his Showgirl's Wife's movie, and they have an ad out that you get a free ticket and $50, but you have to go to the movie and you have to stay the entirety of the movie. Yes, they are paying people to go. That is the word on the curb, y'all. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but that's the word on the curb. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. This is going to be my last one. And y'all know I always like to end with something positive. And when I saw this post, I knew it had to be a part of my podcast because this particular squatty just expressed herself and how she feels about seeing Archewell Productions up on the big screen. And I just had to share. This is what she posted. As you can see, it's Archewell on the big screen. And this squatty says, "This hits me different. Everything that they have endured. Look at their names on the big screen. It shows you if you have faith, small as a mustard seed, God will bring it to pass. Everything that the enemy threw up against them, God put up a standard against it." Hashtag Archewell Productions. Yes, everything that the devil threw against them. Everything. And I'm telling you, this couple had to go through it. When you have people as powerful as Harry and Meghan had coming up against them, and to come out of that and come out as winners, come out on top, come out as thriving. Oh, yeah. Now that's a blessing. That is a blessing. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.